in Vermont with service stations, convenience stores, heating oil, propane, and big stop truck stop.
It takes a lot of effort,
Wordsworth.
years of training, and an overwhelming desire to succeed. They're ready for the challenge. Are you?
And how do you do, everybody? And welcome again to another game of Granite State Challenge. Well along into our second round of play. As a matter of fact, 6 teams have already won second-round games to move on into our upcoming quarterfinals. Tonight we have Concord and Alvirne ready to play. One more game next week, and then we'll know who all 8 of the quarterfinalists will be. We mentioned Concord and Alvirne as the teams. Let's find out who the players are. To introduce you, here's John.
Thanks, Jim. The Broncos of Alvirne High School are tonight's purple team. The Broncos outperformed their opponent, Portsmouth High School, with a strong first-round win. The Broncos are back, led by their captain, senior Ben Kosman. Ben is joined by senior Sarah Band, senior Brian Knight, and senior Mark Leaf. Their coaches are Mary Jane Ames and Susan Bureau. The alternates are senior Derek Crispeler and sophomore Jim Conti. These are the Broncos of Alvirne High School. And now the teal team. The Crimson Tide of Concord High School are tonight's teal team. The Crimson Tide won a close match in their first round against their opponent, Memorial High School. The Crimson Tide are led by their captain, senior Brad Walcott. Joining Brad is senior Allison Frisbee, senior Marique Busing, and junior Brent Utter. Their coach is Harriet Craybill. The alternate is junior Alex Brusos. These are the Crimson Tide of Concord High School. Our judges for today's contest are Mary Riley Potter of Portsmouth High School and Jim McShane of Dover.
All right, John, thank you very much. So you have all the introductions that you need, and you're ready to play at home. We hope so. Join along with the teams from Concord and Alvirne, as we'll find out who will be the next team to enter our quarterfinals. 10-point toss-up round teams. Here we go for 10 points. The Broadway musical Kiss Me, Kate is based on what literary work? We have Brad of Concord.
Taming of the Shrew.
The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. That is correct. Your next 10-pointer, this 4-star general was President Bush's top military advisor, Brad of Concord.
Colin Powell.
From 1989 to 1993, name him. Again, good anticipation. You are correct. Your next 10-point toss-up. We want you to name the 1932 Aldous Huxley novel set in the future, Brad of Concord.
A Brave New World.
A Brave New World will give you another 10 points. For 10 points teams, tell me, which national park has the greatest variety of wildlife? Brian of Alvirne.
Yellowstone.
Good try. Concord, Brad.
Everglades.
Really, it is in the Great Smoky Mountains, the Great Smoky Mountains. For 10 points, paper and pencil in front of you if you think you need it. If the sales tax on a dress that costs $60 is $4.50, what will be the sales tax on a $100 dress? If the sales tax on a dress that costs $60 is $4.50, what will be the sales tax on a $100 dress? Marique of Concord.
$15.
Alvirne. It'll be $7.50. It was a 7.5% sales tax. Here we go for 10 points. We want you to add 2 letters to the word wick, and it means bad or evil. Judges, you have to help me there. Mark, for Alvirne, thank you.
You got ED, wicked.
Wicked, that is correct for your 10 points. All right, here we go for your next 10-pointer. Which European country first established a settlement in New York City? Brad of Concord.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands will give you another 10 points for the Crimson Tide. Still early into our game, team, and here we go for your next 10-pointer. We want you to name either one of the 2 organs most affected by alcohol. Brad of Concord.
The liver.
The liver or the brain will be either one, the ones we're looking for. Quickly now, and listen carefully. How many eyes are there in invisibility? Brad of Concord.
5.
5 is correct. I-N-V-I-S-I-B-I-L-I, and then there was a T-Y on the end. You got another 10 points for your team. Which of the following is not a mineral commonly found in igneous rocks? Quartz, feldspar, tourmaline, or mica? Brad of Concord.
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline is correct. For 10 points teams, which European leader is credited with this theorem? If three equilateral triangles are constructed off the sides of any triangle, then the centers of the circles which circumscribe each equilateral triangle are vertices of another equilateral triangle. Which European leader is credited with that theorem? Brian of Alvirne.
Napoleon.
Napoleon is correct. Well done for your 10 points. Amy March is a character from what literary work? Sarah of Alvirne.
Little Women.
Little Women by author Louisa May Alcott. Well done. Again, paper and pencil in front of you. If you think you might need it, what we want you to do is add the number of units in 2 dozen plus 3 score plus 1 gross. And I'll repeat that. Add the number of units in 2 dozen plus 3 score plus 1 gross. Brad of Concord.
134.
Good try, Alvirne. Mark.
116.
Here comes to 228. 228. Still in round number 1, we go with your next 10-point toss-up question. Does a person get a rash from touching the leaves, the stem? Brad of Concord.
The leaves.
Can repeat it all for Alvirne. Does a person get a rash from touching the leaves, the stem, the berries, or any part of the poison ivy plant? Ben.
Any part.
Any part is absolutely right for your 10 points. Your next 10-pointer, in 1794, the British launched a campaign to eliminate France's West Indian colonies. One of these expeditions led to a slave revolt headed by Toussaint Louverture. Name the country. Sarah of Alvirne.
Haiti.
Haiti is correct for another 10 points for the Broncos. 6 liters of hydrogen react with sufficient chlorine to produce how many liters of... Brian of Alvirne.
Hydrochloric acid.
I can repeat it all for Concord. 6 liters of hydrogen react with sufficient chlorine to produce how many liters of hydrogen chloride?
12.
I need a buzz. There we go, Brad.
12.
12 is correct for your 10 points. Here's your next 10-pointer. What are the simple organisms with chlorophyll that are considered the chief aquatic? Brad of Concord.
Algae.
Aquatic plant life. Algae is right for another 10 points for the Crimson. In 1822, the American Colonization Society purchased land that today is Liberia, Africa. For what purpose? Sarah of Alvirne.
For slaves to return to Africa for their freedom.
Yes, that is correct. To provide a home for freed American slaves. That is correct. What 20th century poet wrote these lines? Guns aren't lawful, nooses give. Gas smells awful, you might as well live. Sarah of Alvirne.
Frost.
Why not? Concord? It was written by Dorothy Parker. Dorothy Parker. For your next 10-pointer, noting that it would be a good fit for their Asian markets, the big 3 U.S. automakers each expressed interest in buying what bankrupt South Korean automaker? Brad of Concord.
Hyundai.
Alvirne. Brian.
Kia.
There was the Daewoo Motors. Daewoo Motors was the name of the try it again. Company. There's an easy word for me to say. There's the sound ending the round. Concord. A little bit of a lead, 90-60, after our first round of play. In our second round, we've been meeting up with the coaches of the various teams. The Alvirne coach met up with John just before the program. Let's find out what they had to say.
I'm speaking with the 2 coaches from Alvirne High School. We have Mary Jane Ames and Susan Bureau. Now, Susan, we were just talking about the fact that your school just had their 50th anniversary of graduating classes.
Yeah, it was just past spring. It was the 50th anniversary of Alvirne graduation.
Mm-hmm.
So they were actually able to round up most of the graduates from the first class and honor them at the graduation.
That's kind of exciting, and we were just discussing how unique Alvirne is, and what are some of the unique things about it?
Well, I think we're unique that we were given money to start the high school by a generous donation from the Hills family, and that's how the high school started. And we also have the only working farm in southern New Hampshire in a high school, so I think that those 2 things make us a little unique from some of the other schools.
That is unique. One of the other unique things is that the fact that both of you are coaching the team. Now, how long have you done that for?
Since 1994.
since
It was our first year
1994.
coaching together.
Now, Mary Jane, we were just saying that you guys won the first time.
The first time we coached together, we went all the way.
What did you think?
We were pretty excited.
Did you expect to win? Did you know you had a strong team on your hands?
We didn't know what to expect because we hadn't done it before.
Right.
And it's difficult to tell in the first round, no matter how good the kids are, they may freeze up when they get on the camera.
Right.
But after the first round, we could tell we had a good team.
Mm-hmm. So, Mary Jane, what do you think do you think you have a strong team this time around?
I think we do. We're pretty pleased with them. We're very pleased with how they practice and how they work together.
Mm-hmm. How do they practice?
We have a lockout system, and we read questions, and the kids play against each other. Occasionally, we'll get teams of teachers together, and the kids will play against the teachers.
That's kind of interesting. Who usually wins, the teachers or the students? Who has the better advantage, I guess?
Well, the teachers have more knowledge, and the students are usually faster on the buzzer. So it depends. As the year goes on, if we get to stay in, we usually can compete fairly closely with the teachers by the end of the year.
Well, good luck to your team. I hope it does well. And back to you, Jim.
Thank you very much, John. And to our coaches from Alvirne, we thank them once again for being with us this season. Their team right now in a good game after round number one, although Concord holds on to the early lead by a score of 90-60. In our second round, we'll be asking the same 10-point toss-up questions, but the team that identifies the toss-up then has a chance at bonus points. So a lot of potential points on the table for the two teams, and here we go. For the 10 points. On what continent is Kilimanjaro located? Brad of Concord.
Africa.
Africa is right for your 10 points. So we'll come over to Concord, and Brad, you can talk to everybody over there, but as the captain, I'll take your answer as the team answer. Choose from these categories: 3 to 1, popular sayings or percentages. 3 to 1, popular sayings or percentages.
3 to 1.
Let's go 3 to 1. And again, Brad, I take your answer as the team answer. Your answers will count down from 3 to 1. Identify a novel by Alexandre Dumas featuring Athos, Porthos, and Aramis. Say again?
3 Musketeers.
Correct. A Shakespearean play featuring Valentine and Proteus. Two Gentlemen of Verona. And a 1975 Jack Nicholson movie which won all 4 major Academy Awards.
1 Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That is correct. 10 out of 15 on their bonus. And we go with another 10-point toss-up question. Who is known as the first lady of country music? Ben of Alvirne.
Dolly Parton.
Concord, Marique.
Patsy Cline.
We're going to go with Loretta Lynn. That's the title for her. Here we go for 10 points. Quickly, on a camping trip, what are you about to do if you are looking for kindling? Mark of Alvirne.
Start a fire.
You'll try to start a fire. That is correct. So we'll come over to Alvirne. Ben, you've got the whole team ready to play. You can talk to everybody. I take your answer as the team answer. Categories are popular sayings, percentages, or definitions.
Popular sayings.
Let's go with popular sayings. And again, Ben, I take your answer as the team answer. Several sayings have become popular which equate man and his activities with a dog. Give these dog sayings. To leave a situation undisturbed. Ben, a try?
Pass.
Let sleeping dogs lie. Describes a person who refuses to change his ways.
Dogged.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And describes people who seem more dangerous than they really are.
His bark is worse than his bite.
That is correct. 5 out of 15 on the bonus. Here we go for 10 points, team. Identify the following element as a metal, non-metal, or metalloid. Bromine. Brian of Alvirne.
Non-metal.
Non-metal is correct for your 10 points. So we come back to the Broncos to offer them percentages, definitions, or literature and world languages.
Literature and world languages.
Literature and world languages. We want you to name the language in which each of the following classics of world literature was written. Le Morte d'Arthur
French.
is English. Don Quixote.
Spanish.
Correct. The Three Musketeers.
French.
Correct. 10 out of 15 on the bonus. Here we go for 10 points. Attributed to a famous 1974 scandal, What child names dropped in U.S. popularity? Mark of Alvirne.
Richard?
Richard, absolutely right. For your 10 points, we'll let you guess what the scandal was. Here we go. Percentages, definitions, or name game. Percentages, definitions, or name game.
Percentages?
Let's go with percentages. I want you to find the answers to these percentage problems. 66 2/3% of 90.
60?
Correct. 30% of 165. You might, if somebody needs paper and pencil, help out, but I'll give you a quick moment. 30% of 165
50?
is 49.5, and 0.6% of 15. 0.6% of 15.
0.9?
It is 0.09. They got 5 out of 15 on the bonus. Set to go. I'm ready to go, but the horn tells me we are not right now. We're halfway through this game, and look at this, just the way we should be. All tied up. Well played, 110 to 110 after 2 rounds of competition. All right, let's meet up with the coach of the Concord team. She did so with John just before the program. Let's listen in.
I'm speaking with Harriet Crable. She's from Concord High School, and you're the coach. Now, you have a very superstitious team, I hear.
Well, we have a few traditions that we believe we have to perform in order to be successful in Granite State Challenge.
Okay, so what are some of those?
Well, we always come in the same van. We have a van for all of us to fit in, and we also have to play Mozart on the way over.
Okay.
And we also have some food traditions. We always drink Samanthas,
Okay.
fresh juices. We have smart food, of course. I
Okay,
could
a lot
love
of
to
product
do that. Yes.
placements tonight on
Yeah,
Granite State
and
Challenge.
especially we have, we have a tradition of those, those orange marshmallow peanuts.
Yeah, like
you
circus
might have
peanuts.
had, yeah, circus peanuts, yes. Well, some of them, like 20% of them, we've calculated this, have a name on the top, and it says Spangler on the top.
Okay.
And if everybody in the team eats at least one Spangler, we're doing okay. So
All right.
we've done all of those things, and we're pretty sure we're going to win today.
Okay, well, I hope you do, but how is the team?
Well, our team is pretty good. We
Yeah.
think they're pretty outstanding. We've had 2 members on the team that were here 2 years ago,
Okay.
and they're one is our captain, and the other one is his longtime friend. And so we also have a couple of others on the team. We have a senior and a junior,
Great.
and we think they're well balanced and going to do just great today.
Great. How long have you been doing this?
Well, it's my 2nd year as the coach.
Okay.
We had a team here 2 years ago, and we only got to the 2nd round, but we're going to go farther this year, we're sure.
Great. Well, I hope it's great the second time around, and it sounds like you guys are a colorful team.
Well, we have quite a bit of fun. We know how to really get entertaining, I think.
Great. Well, that's what we like to see. So hope you do well tonight.
Okay.
Back to you, Jim.
All right, once again, thank you very much, John. And to our coaches throughout the season, we thank them for their participation. Without them, we don't really have a great program like this one. 110 to 110, Alvirne against Concord. We come into our 62nd round. We'll be asking each team 10 questions. They get 10 points for every correct answer. A bonus of 10 points if they get them all correct in under a minute. Each team, and we're all tied up, still fighting for as many as 110 points in this round. Since they're tied, first choice alphabetically will go to Alvirne, so they can choose from 20th century, Latin, or weights and measures. 20th century, Latin, or weights and measures.
20th century?
Let's go with 20th century. And again, Ben, you can talk to everybody up there, but I take your answer as the team answer. These are just questions about things that happened during the 20th century. Start the clock. The Louisiana Purchase Exposition in 1904 was better known as what?
The World Fair?
Correct. Which country sued for peace following the fall of Port Arthur in 1905?
China?
It was Russia. When assassinated on June 28, 1914, Franz Ferdinand, heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, had which title?
Archduke?
Correct. Which member of the Triple Alliance drafted 50% of its qualified young men at the outbreak of World War I?
Germany?
Correct. Germany's only weapon against the Allied supply line from America was instrument of war so new that no rules governed its use.
The U-boats?
It was a submarine. The empire referred to as Germany's Second Reich began in 1871. In what year did it end?
1918?
Correct. The failure of what country to join the League of Nations in 1919 doomed that organization from the outset?
The United States?
Correct. The forced unions of there's the sound ending our round, and judges, they received 6 out of 10 on their 60-second round. We'll put 60 points onto the scoreboard and come over to Concord and offer them Latin or weights and measures.
Okay.
Weights and measures.
Let's go with weights and measures. Brad, you can talk to everybody, but I take your answer as the team answer. You hear the category. It's all about weights and measures, so let's start the clock. How many ounces in a pound?
16.
Correct. How many pounds in a short ton?
1,000.
2,000. How many teaspoons in a tablespoon?
3.
Correct. How many tablespoons in a cup?
12.
It is 16. How many pints in a quart?
4.
2. How many quarts in a gallon?
4.
Correct. How many pecks in a bushel?
6.
4. How many dozen in a gross?
12.
Correct. How many feet in a mile?
5,280.
Correct. How many grams in a decigram?
10.
It is 1/10. Judges, after the round, they get 5 out of 10 on their 60-second round. Well, that'll bring us to the end of round number 3. And after round 3, this thing is still up for grabs. It is Alvirne sitting on top of a 10-point lead, 170 to 160. And teams, no more talking the rest of the way. 10-point toss-ups. Good luck, and here we go. The Yankees play baseball in Yankee Stadium. Who plays ball at Olympic Stadium? Brian of Alvirne.
Montreal Expos?
Montreal Expos is correct. Now we'd like you to identify the middle name of American inventor Thomas A. Edison. Brad of Concord.
Alva.
Alva gives you another 10 points. In what country would you find Hampton Court and Tintern Abbey? Brad of Concord.
England.
England is right for 10 points. Who was the last czar to rule Russia? Sarah of Alvirne.
Nicholas the second.
Nicholas II is correct, from 1894 until 1917. On a whale, for what basic function is the tail used? Brad of Concord.
Propulsion.
Propulsion will give you another 10 points. Now what we want you to do is name the theater in which President Lincoln was assassinated. Sarah of Alvirne.
Ford's Theater.
Ford's Theater, 10 more points for the Broncos. Quickly, we want the name of the capital of Maryland. Ben of Alvirne.
Annapolis?
Annapolis is correct. What is the name, excuse me, let's go back one here first of all. We want you to name the name of the president whose wife's first name was Eleanor. Sarah of Alvirne.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Roosevelt is correct. What is the name of the main residence of the rulers of Great Britain? Sarah of Alvirne.
10 Downing Street.
Concord.
Buckingham
Brad?
Palace.
Buckingham Palace is what we are looking for. A nucleotide consists of a sugar, a phosphate, and what other structures? Sarah of Alvirne.
Nitrogenous base.
Judges, yes, a base is correct. About 2 minutes to go in our game, team. If an angle equals 60 degrees, how many degrees are there in its supplement? Marique of Concord.
120.
120 is correct. Now tell me quickly, in what state is Mount Rushmore? Sarah of Alvirne.
South Dakota.
Judges? Concord? Brad?
South Dakota.
South Dakota is right, and again we have to go over the rules as we do it. The first answer out of the mouth is what the answer is. Here we go. Spell acquaintance. Allison of Concord.
A-Q-U-A. No, that's wrong.
You're right, it's wrong. Alvirne? Sarah?
A-Q-U-A-I-N-T-A-N-C.
That Allison could tell you that you also left out the C. A-C-Q-U-A-I-N-T-A-N-C-E. All right, here we go with your next 10-pointer. I'll name the former capital, and you name the state. Marietta. Brad of Concord.
Georgia.
Alvirne. Sarah?
North Carolina.
It is Ohio. What is the term used to describe one or more opponents holding the floor to defeat a bill? Allison of Concord.
Filibuster.
Filibuster is correct for your 10 points. What is it called when the white ball goes into a pocket in pocket billiards? Allison of Concord.
Oak.
Judges? Alvirne, Ben.
A scratch.
A scratch is correct for 10 points. On what specific art did Hamlet say that it should hold the mirror up to nature? Mark of Alvirne.
Anything?
Concord. Marie.
Impressionism?
It is acting for 10 points. No, there's the sound ending our game, and it's going to be Alvirne holding on to a 240 to 230 win over the Crimson Tide tonight in a very well-played second-round game, and we have done it again. These two teams keep coming out here and giving us better and better games every week.
Good job. The
Well
whole
done.
second round has been exciting.
Yes,
This is
it
a
really
perfect
has.
example.
Great game.
Be with us next time when we finish up this second round with the Blue Knights of Manchester West High School taking on the Warriors of Winnicott High School.
Well, we have 7 teams into the quarterfinals. Alvirne is one of them. Concord, congratulations on your first win. Well-played game tonight. Hope you had fun at home. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you next week. Good night.
Thanks for watching the challenge. Next, discover hidden treasures in St. Louis as the Antiques Roadshow travels to Missouri. Next on New Hampshire Public Television.